Hi guys, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet. This is the third edition on Elegweta TV radio. My name is Idafe Matthew. You're gonna you love to call me the Elegweta One of Sports. So many things to talk about today, but still centering on Liverpool, Chelsea, the Premier League games that went down yesterday. You saw the results. Some people know me. There's West Ham, Bournemouth today, Wolves, Manchester United, Getafe, Real Madrid. Girona is still, holding their ground over there in Spain, but Man City through Julian Alvarez double and a Rodri's goal, and Alan will be looking when he was substituted, and it was coming on, but they were removing his provider. Ah, that would look kind of bad. Alan have been stuck in 14 goals since forever anyway. Atletico Madrid also beat rival Vallecano yesterday 2-1. Barcelona beat an Osasuna team that was red carded 1-0. Road to redemption. Liverpool trashed, trounced, massacre, obliterated, discombobulated, destroyed, annihilated Chelsea 4-1 at Anfield. Tottenham Hotspur came to winnings as they beat Brentford 3-2 and all that. But then there's plenty of talk that Jurgen Klopp might just win all the title in front of him: the League Cup, the FA Cup, the league title, and the UEFA Europa Cup. I don't know what you guys think about that. I didn't know if it is possible, if it is something that you look at this team and you say they've got what it takes to do it. I know that tomorrow the AFCON quarterfinals will start, or round of eight, as they call it, will start. But let's talk about this. And today is transfer deadline day. I'm talking about transfer deadline day. A lot of people are hoping that their club will just work magic. The funny thing is, this is one transfer window that I'm not sure any one of us really followed it keenly or passionately like we used to do. That's thanks to, especially those of us over here, that's thanks to the beauty, the glory, and the grandiose splendor of the African Cup of Nations. And it just gives you that kind of excitement that, yes, this is how it should be. If you keep trying and keep trying to do the right thing, eventually it will happen. There's something I like to think, but I do not have fact to back it up. So it's just going to be speculation, conspiracy theory, just carry talk, as they say. But I think that social media journalists are winning. Yes, there is also the downside of untrained journalists from Ghana and a few other countries that have been warned seriously by AIPS. Yeah, AIPS came out with a strong warning on the behavior of some journalists in at the African Cup of Nations, which is maybe kind of like, okay, they have the right to warn them and all that, because some journalists were really not behaving well. Sadiq Adams from Ghana, for instance, his behavior was kind of like, oh, you gotta ask yourself, like, you really seriously behaving like this when Ghana lost? Go beyond that one. There is the ones from Cameroon also who have certain kind of behavior that you just ask yourself, is this how people behave? Is that the way they mocking behavior? As my uncle would say, my late Uncle Segine would say back in the day, but beside that warning, as much as that is the dirty part, seeing Ghana journalists sometimes uh threatening their team, their coaches, and all that, and then the Cameroonians ones as well. Um, you could just put it there, but let me go and search up the thing that I want to show you guys about what I think Colin Udo was the one that posted it, so it will be easy for me to see. Colin, not Collins, posted it, and I want to draw attention from that to buttress my point in the conversation that I'm going to have. AIPS talk about unethical journalist behavior. Okay, unethical journalist banned for confronting Iraq coach at Asian Cup quarterfinals. Right, there was certain behaviors that happened that they did not like, but then this is the one that happened in the AFCON, and we had to talk about it and call quickly. Shino Keleji, who's another erudite guy, was like way to go because of the press release. But you see, the thing is, I like to look at things differently, and probably this is what gets me into trouble. I like to say that the rules that have been put down by the older generation. This new generation are not following them. You know why? Because and I kind of like want to think that the reason why they don't follow them is they don't get the kind of support, the advantage that comes with the rules does not get to them. So when they behave in their way, do you want to bring the punishment that comes to the rule? They kind of like look at you like, are you really serious right now? They don't get the support, the advantage that comes in, apart from using this tag to get accreditation. That's why for a very long time I've not even renewed my SWAN or my AIPS card because I really don't need it. After all, I can get accreditation without them, right? And when I get those accreditation, and maybe AIPS is making some comment, I just look at them. It doesn't mean that I'll go to any tournament and go and misbehave. But this is the AIPS Africa release. It said the International Sports Press Association Africa section AIPS/Africa deplores the attitude of certain colleagues accredited for the coverage of the 34th edition of the 2023 African Cup of Nations, which is taking place in Ivory Coast. Being a journalist means behaving properly. That's they give them between pitch battles, attacks, invectives. It is a distressing spectacle that certain colleagues have been delivering to the world since the start of the CAN 2023. In case you don't know what CAN is, not Christian Association of Nigeria. It is Cup of African Nation. That is what it used to be called before they changed it to AFCON. But AIPS choose to use the old name. You see that this is some of the things that I'm saying. The media work spaces, press gallery, mixed zone, conference room have been transformed into a boxing ring or even simply transformed into a dance floor or performance zone hosted by media badge holders. Even if the journalist is not a UFO, unidentified flying object, he cannot be considered a supporter. So what they're saying is, as a journalist, you should not show your support for your country. But you know how hard that is, right? This is not league matches, so this is not covering Champions League. This is covering African Cup of Nations. You're telling me that a Nigerian journalist should not show his love and celebrate when a Nigerian team scores? Well, this is why IPS Africa invite colleagues to be reasonable and to work in compliance with the rules of ethics and professional conduct. To this end, the IPS Africa encourages National Member Association to work more in the training of their staff. Okay, their members. That's not their staff, their members. Okay, that's the take on it. Well, I just thought I should bring it up in the conversation because there's a whole lot that will pop up into this show's conversation, different things, and I just feel like I should just bring that one for the say that the address of this type of thing once it affects on our people. Well, looking at the Premier League table, I'm just wondering. Is this the season where Liverpool just run away? Because it's looking like it. Okay, it's looking like it. Arsenal are looking like they're just going to be there. This transfer window, I expected them to at least get a transfer for a striker and also get a backup for Bukayo Saka. But hey, that didn't happen. They managed to beat Nottingham Forest, but I'm not sure they're always going to get that. The next 5 games, Liverpool is there, West Ham is there, FC Porto is there, if I'm not mistaken. The next 5 games, Arsenal does not have the opportunity, the luxury to even lose one. At least Liverpool can afford to lose 1 or 2 games, and they're still going to be up there before City will catch them. Liverpool needs to lose 2 straight games, and City also needs to win those straight 2. What are the guarantees? For Arsenal, they've played 1 more than City. So City, when they play that game and then they win, the game in hand is not 3 points in the back. But until they get that one, we never can say. But just looking at it and then looking at the top goal scorers chart, Mo Salah is on 14, Erling Haaland is on 14. When you look at the way he played last season and the goals he scored, you'll be wondering, I never saw that coming. I'm not sure anybody saw it coming that by this time of the season, he will be in 14. That's how pivotal Kevin De Bruyne is and all that. Okay, remember Ike Gundogan also was let go at the end of last season, if I'm not mistaken. Having said all that, though, we have a show to do. Let's run the show. Today's transfer deadline day. Who is that player? I ask, who is that player that no matter how bad it is, your club should at least sign one player? And if you have the power to make it happen, who's that player? So you let me know your club and you let me know the player, where the player is coming from, and how much are you willing to pay if you are today made the football director for only 1 day and you have just one call to make for your club. Chelsea fans, I don't know whether you want to sign one player. Some Chelsea fans would like to sign 20 players the way it is, and we know that most of the players at the AFCON will not be transferred. There is no opportunity to make it. Well, Hippie Victor Rakbo finally confirmed a OGC Nice player, so we're happy about that one. It's going to I'm sure by the end of today, the whole TMS and every documentation would have gone through. But I mean, he came through to France. He went, he did his medicals, he passed. That's like the hardest part of those transfer. When you talk about transfer, you have to do that medical. Wear that mask on your face, run, your heartbeat and everything, your ECGs, your echogram, everything needs to be done and done well. And then check all your joints, all your ligaments and everything if they are good and ready to go. And then they still will do MRI scan, even though you're not playing on the age competition and everything. And then they go back and give the club, the medicals give the club the all clear, say, yes, okay, we're signing someone that fits the bill. That is who it says he is. And we have the potential of something great in front of us. And then that deal is done. But that's not when a transfer is complete, in case you don't know. A transfer is complete when all paperwork are sent to the FA. The FA looked at it and tried to confirm from all parties involved and say, okay, nothing have been done that is untoward, that is not supposed to be done. And then from this moment on, we put our seal of approval. Now, once they put that seal of approval, what do they do next? Because sometimes people don't even understand how this transfer market work. Okay, now the FA will now compute it into the FA, their TMS, their FA system to say, we, the FA of France, like in this case now, have looked through the document to the best of our knowledge and certify that everything required to be done within the space of transfer, is like applying for visa, have been met, and this deal is confirmed, approved, and then they will not send a copy of that contract to FIFA, to UEFA, to everybody involved. You know why they do that? Just in case, nobody really hope for it, but just in case there's a dispute, you cannot, because once there's a dispute, let's say there's a dispute for overpayment, because when transfers are done, payments are not always done instantly, right? There could be a scheduled period of payment and all that. So once these transfers are done, one of the things that people always ask me, why do they send a copy to FIFA when they are UEFA? They say, this is the reason why they send copies to FIFA. And this is something that the NFF also don't do. That's why players' contract dispute here, we always have issues. Talking about players' contract dispute and money. There's a video I posted on Facebook and on Instagram. Is breaking the internet overnight. I choose to put it in the night because I wanted to sleep and I don't want to get all those plenty notifications. And it is hitting. It's the Kudi explaining the corruption in the system back in 2002, where he played a game for 90 minutes for Nigeria against Liberia. All the players that came from abroad were being paid $5,000. He was given 200,000. You can go watch it. I would upload it on YouTube later today. Okay, it's about 4 minutes or so. Bottom line, what that is done is, let's say for instance, OGC needs have signed a player. The FA have approved. They just keep the document in their office and everything is like that. Tomorrow, OGC needs refuse to pay the selling club the money that they are due, and then before you wake up from sleep, the club now wants to protest. The question is, who are they going to protest to? So this is the reason why copies are given to FIFA. So for when you now decide to protest, you will protest and quote the contract and say, in lieu of this, so these people, this is what they agreed to pay. This is the timeline that they say they will pay it. They have not given us a dime. Please act in accordance to article so relating players transfer and money remittance. That's how it is done. Okay, I'm just using this one to kind of like by way of education. Not every day we do banter. Sometimes you just add a bit of education to the show. I know say this one need the sweet tuna. I know say you need this one while it talks, you need the sweet tuna. That's why go see like nobody go like and nobody go hate the comment, because anything we get to do education, my people not really to the like if I talk about Yash now, they talk about all those things where they make people just laugh anyhow, like who the girl guys in the hand. I don't want I don't want to sweet them, but all this one, I need the sweet. If I did banter now, they tell you say match fixing in England, oh, that one they give people like again. If I tell you now, say Samuel Eto'o is corrupt, okay, that one the sweet. I understand. If you even look the reaction to post, why they make you go no. I put a good video about the old generation as everybody just do like say they not see. Somebody don't talk about corruption now. Overnight, less than 7 hours, over 3,000 people don't view him for TikTok. Over almost 50 comments. Don't they? Same for Facebook. I never even put that for YouTube. And so this will just be. You could just know the way people they think. They also want anything where you bring negative story. Now they sweet them for body. They make them the sasoma. Go be like old man we be see the employed young nurse give the young nurse come bend down, come they see nipples. All of a sudden, Igbola go just stand up. Attention, go forget the age. Na so, they do, but it's okay. What you want, I will give to you people. The one where I'm not gonna give on, I'm not gonna give on a breast and yash for this channel. It not gonna happen. But within this the limit of sports, when I go say, I'm not worry, it's coming. Since now that one is suiting us, so I go pack a full ground give on another show and define controversy. I want camera. Could be our corona. Well, let's look at the transfer possibilities for today. Today is the way the window closed. For some countries, the window not go close today, but generally, this is the transfer deadline day. Fulham are considering a late move for Chelsea. Armenian international striker Armando Broja. This transfer have been lingering from day one to now, and I'll be amazed if it goes through. And if Chelsea takes less than 50 million, because my question would be, why have you been holding on to the player demanding for 50 million when you know that you can ship? Chelsea want 50 million for Borja, a price the Cottagers are reluctant to meet. Tottenham are unlikely to meet Chelsea's 50 million asking price for England midfielder Conor Gallagher, and the 23-year-old is set to stay with the Blues for the rest of the season. Now, as much as I'm arguing and making case for Conor Gallagher to stay, Conor Gallagher to stay at Chelsea, Chelsea's results have not been that fantastic. But I think that, like in the case of Kevin De Bruyne, Chelsea might regret letting him go eventually. That's just what I think. Oh, I mean, these things happen. There are no guarantees. Like in the case of, make I also throw my club into the conversation. Like in the case of Serge Gnabry, Chelsea might just regret just the same way Arsenal regret letting Serge Gnabry go. But in the case of Serge Gnabry, at the time he was let go, it was the right decision. He was injured, he wasn't doing well, he wasn't playing, and then he went to Germany and all his injuries disappeared. Village people could not cross the channel from England to Germany, and it became successful because Germany might be headquarters of witchcraft. The witchcraft there, the England witchcraft, they be apprentice, they be a moshe. They couldn't even cross there to go meet the German witchcraft. Just like German witchcraft, na craft. We say they produce Mercedes Benz, Audi, Volkswagen, aeroplane, better things. Bridges, solid construction work, good boxes, all those things for technology advancement and all that. Best of microphones and more, the one with the Nigerian religion described for here. We're not going with your not just Nigerian religion. I just talk and I just wickedness and pressing people in the night and lie, nothing like that. They happen. The imagination, they not get anybody where they don't press for nights. I will say it over and over again. It's just that when you imagine it, when you believe it, it just starts happening. It's just your just a figment of your imagination. Now, Man City want to sign Bayern Munich and Canadian fullback Alphonso Davies. Real Madrid are the current favorite to land the 23-year-old. That boy still 23. Now, wow, don't play all the things without play, don't achieve all the things without achieve. He's still 23. Spurs are interested in 17-year-old Sweden international Lucas Bergvall, who plays for Djurgardens. Okay, people wonder why I know how to pronounce all this name. I play for the league. It's easy for me to know all those ones. Okay, but I would advise you, 17-year-old Swedish international, don't go to Spurs. Because you can play from now till you are 27 and 37. You can play for 20 years in that club. You will never tweet, or your friends will never tweet that you've won anything. I'm just giving you advice, so as a fellow countryman, okay? I'm a countryman of Sweden by association, okay? If I go there, I still get treated like a citizen. So please, my young lad, my young blood, don't go there. Young blood, don't go there, okay? Go somewhere else. Jose Mourinho, who was recently sacked as AS Roma boss, would be keen on the return to Manchester United as manager if the opportunity arises. Oh, Jimmy Radcliffe, you're playing some good string. You got know when to hold. Ooh, know when to fold up. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. You never. Oh, let's forget about my ability to sing country music. I don't know how to sing, but I can sing country music very well. Yes, it's like Jose Mourinho is just around the corner at the right time. Opportunity meets. You know how they say that thing? I don't know. All those motivational speakers, all those aspire to until the contest for presidential election lose. I don't mention anybody name, but I was big my mind. Oh, anybody if you relate to read the macula, yo. Oh, tennis, I be sing. Sometimes it be like say, no, let's move on. Let's move on with this thing. Self, you guys want to complete the lyrics, you can complete it. Bournemouth boss Anthony Iraola does not expect English striker Dominic Solanke to leave the club before the transfer deadline. despite 26-year-old being linked with Tottenham Hotspur. Where Tottenham Hotspur got this money where they link everybody for there? They're not on to Okpabi Link Road. Hmm? In those days, Arsenal they link players to like that too. Like I said, Tottenham Hotspur not on to Okpabi Link Road now. Well, Nottingham Forest have resumed talk with Crystal Palace over £15 million deal for England's goalkeeper Sam Johnstone, who is 30. What do you want that grandpa to come and do in your club? Aston Villa have agreed a deal to sign England under 19, sorry, under 19 fullback Lino Sosa, who is 19 years old from Arsenal. Well, let's see if the deal is agreed and it pulls through. Well, Wolves are in talks over a loan move for 22-year-old Corinthians and Brazil forward Yuri Abelto, and there's a possibility that they might make the deal permanent if he, perform above expectation. If he meets some KPIs, for those of you who wondering what KPIs is, key performances indices. Okay, there's some things where you go meet or target. In other words, target. Let's use target for the regular people. Okay, Fulham have approached Lyon over a move for French attacking midfielder Ryan Cherki, who is 20. Brighton are in talks to bring 22-year-old Spanish winger Brian Gill. Why would you be answering Brian Gill and you're Spanish, okay, to the club on loan from Tottenham, okay? Stuttgart are pushing to sign German midfielder Mahmoud Dahoud, 28, from Brighton. Sheffield United have made contact with Leicester City over a move for their Australian defender Harris Cotter. Okay, he's 25 years of age. Everton are also looking at this Salter guy who is with the Australian squad taking part in the Asian Cup in Qatar. Crystal Palace are considering a late loan move for 27-year-old Ivory Coast forward Maxwell Cornell, okay, who could be allowed to leave West Ham. And then finally on the transfer dates, okay, transfer gist, the final transfer deadline day, Aberdeen could look to appoint 75-year-old Neil Warnock. You remember that guy as manager until the end of the season after sacking Barry Robson. Well, that's all we've got on the transfer table. Got a few gists of people asking me funny question. Okay, so this one is outside of football anyway, but it happened in England. And I like to bring you all these updates just for the sake of knowing that not only in Nigeria this type of things they happen. Because if it happen in Nigeria, you see social media go, that country is a zoo. You might be go behave like that. Well, somebody attacked a mother and her two children in Chemical, trying to run her over in attack that left nine injured, and the victim screamed, "My eyes, my eyes, my eyes." The chemical in question is acid. When I was growing up, that was a very common thing in Warri, and it happens in Benin as well. But you see, when these people say these things, it doesn't just only happen in Nigeria, it happens everywhere. I'm just pointing that out so that you know. Okay. Well, they said Conor Bradley scored one and makes two for Liverpool in their Super 4-1 win. That's why he is the poster boy of our show today, as the route familiarly shambolic and insipid Chelsea. Not me right on. I saw the writer for Daily Mail. So now everybody is saying that Conor Bradley would play regularly for Liverpool to the end of the season. I don't know what that means anyway, but hey, it is what it is. Today's transfer deadline day. Chelsea face Fulham beats for 50 million rated Armando Broja. Arsenal sell a youngster, and will West Ham or Man United be busy? All the latest before tonight 11 p.m. deadline. Well, that's one you can follow on the Daily Mail, but as well, you can follow it anywhere. Right now, if you just type transfer deadline day anywhere on the internet, you will see updates, even the ones where they happen and the ones where they happen. Some coven, they transfer players from one coven to the other as well. And people are already saying that the best candidate to take over from Eric Ten Hag is Jose Mourinho, and there's a likelihood that he will come back. So I ask this question: Manchester United fan, do you see that man coming back? And Chelsea fans, let's revisit what I told you guys at the beginning of the season when you guys signed Mauricio Pochettino and we're excited. I know how to work with young players. He can do something. And I said that season where he took Tottenham Hotspur to the finals was just the elements aligning. But if it is about his coaching, Mauricio Pochettino is just as average as they come. A not sabi coach. But people say I was beefing because he was a sports coach, and because I don't like sports, I wouldn't have even seen the quality that he brings. Well, let me tell you, he went to his star-studded Paris Saint-Germain team, and for one season they didn't win anything. Okay, let's not forget that part. Having said that, though, we saw yesterday, because I took my time to watch the game. When I saw in the Elevated TV family group, some people were lamenting, like the book of lamentation. They were lamenting like Job when he was giving the news that everything we get don't go 419 don't wipe your account. That's the first time that God did fraud on somebody. He wipe your account and everything once. He one day even take your children join. That's where Yahoo Boys started. If you go and read the book of Job, you know that that's when Yahoo Boys started. Yahoo Boys first started by Baba God. That's the first Yahoo Boy ever done in this world. And Job cried, hey, hey, what I've heard the most have happened to me. And you look at this Chelsea team, and in the Elevated TV radio family group, and people were lamenting like Job. And I went back, I said, okay, let me go watch the game and see. The first thing I noticed was the fact that Mauricio Pochettino's tactics was terrible. Caicedo, they put Caicedo to play against Liverpool, who tried to sign him. But then again, when I look at the way he was playing, it was pretty much overpowered. It was overrun. It was isolated. All they needed to do was to deploy the Jose Pesero's tactics of overflooding that midfield. First off, damage control is more important than trying to go gongo with a team like Liverpool. Okay, I know Arteta will not learn that lesson. Arteta will go and do gongo against them now, and then they will lose again. Either Zinchenko will pass ball to Liverpool because they know Arsenal players know how to give Liverpool assist to score goal. But that's a different topic. Let's stay with Chelsea. And that isolation of Caicedo cost them a whole lot in that game. But Chelsea fans this morning will not agree. They will tell you it's the referee that did it, it's match fixing, blah, 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 blah. That's not my business. Anyhow, if not like, I'm not squeezing our face like monkey will lick lime. Chelsea don't they reach the place where they would say banter there. If by next season they are still like this, they will definitely be bantered. All bets will be off. All they used to be this, they used to be that will be off. But then now the story is that Liverpool will replace, oh God, Emmanuel Sebastian. You've been away for a while. And you've been very busy. You've been a very good boy, not a very bad boy. You've been a very good boy. You've been doing the things that you need to do, the things that I pray that you'll be doing. You'll be doing commentary in the Nigerian league. Just unfortunate that I wish I was the one producing you doing this league. Oh God, videos are going to come out plenty, but start times are not saying this. Team 33, let them do their things here. I'm not going to teach them their job. But the conversation is that Roberto Di Zabi. Roberto Di Zabi is one of the favorites to replace Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. But if you check, Brighton have had only 3 wins in their last 16. So how good is the Italian, and what's going on with the Seagulls? So first off, let me break some things down for you guys who follow this conversation. Jurgen Klopp is going to leave. Most players will not renew their contract. Any coach that comes in will be like when a good manager like Unai Emery, Uncle Good Evening, came to Arsenal. He was coming in at the wrong time. Somebody should have come in before him. If he was the reverse, like Arteta first came in, they fired him and then they brought Unai Emery, I'll bet my life that Arsenal would have won 2 titles now. Back to back, they would have won last season's title, and also this season we will be clearly on top because nobody can convince me Unai Emery is a better coach than Arteta. Arteta just have balls and stubbornness of the witchcrafts that I like more than Unai Emery. That's all. Okay. So having said that, sorry guys. Do you agree that Roberto Di Zabi is the kind of guy that should come into that Liverpool team and make it work? Okay. Mauricio Pochettino have committed a fallacious offense that needs to be addressed. Mauricio Pochettino compares Moise Caicedo to Zinedine Zidane and Harry Kane, as the Chelsea boss insists the 150 million pounds midfielder will come good and that the club paid for potential. Are you kidding me right now? You see, this is the reason why no matter what anybody says, I will never, ever rate Mauricio Pochettino as a good coach. The man knows Sabi. It's as simple as that. For him to drink acid and come and tell me that Moise Caicedo is like Zinedine Zidane or Harry Kane, oh blood of God, that's just the height of it. It's like when you hear Pep Guardiola tell you that Phil Foden is better than Messi. No, no, say Chris. That week he smoke Igbo, and he quickly came out again and correct himself. Say, okay, I made a mistake, and that's why I talk. Maybe I talk him out of context. Me, self, I not get sense. That's why I talk. So, that Chris is worrying me. Talking about Lionel Messi, remember that napkin? That's this one. This was the napkin. Remember this napkin? Yeah, that Lionel Messi's contract was signed on. His original contract when he was 13 years of age. I think we need to recreate some things like this. So I think we will deliberately do. I will find one player. We'll just go sign a contract for handkerchief. We'll go frame and keep. It's on sale. That's napkin. They preserve them since. Oyibo people, they preserve them since. And now they are putting it up for sale. And it could go for as high as 300,000 pounds. Nigerians do the calculation, convert them in this Tinubu's dollar. So let me just read the small first paragraph. It says a napkin that outlined Barcelona's commitment to bring Lionel Messi to the club as an aspiring teenager is set to go on sale with bids for the iconic piece of paper starting at 300,000 pounds. That's the starting bid. It might go up to 1 million, but be very, very sure that worst case scenario, somebody's going to buy that napkin for 300,000 pounds. Messi's journey to the Catalan club started when Barcelona had been tipped off about his potential when he was playing as a youngster within the ranks of local side Newell's Old Boys in Argentina. Somebody flew there, saw him and say, "Hey, Laman Sabatani. Eli, Lamad Sabatani. We cannot leave this one. Oh, hey, this is Indaboski. We have so many that we have not used. There is Abito Shika. There is Atori Lamante. This one is La Puga Atomica. We have not even used him at all. We have used La Puga Ronaldinho from Brazil. We have used La Deco Road from Warri, Brazil and Portugal. We have also used Samuele Eto Apuga Lekeste from Cameroon. But this one is Abito Shika, La Puga Atomica. They quickly took a napkin. It's my took a napkin like this, a paper towel, as some of you will call it, or napping, as some people will call it, napkin, as I know how to call it, and wrote a contract. By the testament of this word, we, the entire representative of Barcelona, agree to take this dwarf from Argentina, and we will take care of his medicals. We will do a lot of things. We will feed him. If he refuses to grow, we will teach him football. This football that he have, he will come and teach the world, and we will put him there. And the rest, as they say, 8 Ballon d'Or later, 91 goals in one calendar year later, Champions League titles, and many, many things, battling the king of Europe, Cristiano Ronaldo, to submission and becoming the greatest player of all time. World Cup, Copa del Rey, everything that is winnable after going to America to go force basketball players to be signing autograph for a football player that is as small as Akin Popo, change everything later. Now that napkin is up for sale. Well, we will follow the story and tell you how much they eventually sold the napkin. Unfortunately, one mumu will still buy it where it's framed in the frame shop, but one person will still buy it and then go and lose the thing later. But I know that the person that wants to buy it in 20 years' time will sell it again. Their family will sell it again in another auction, and you'll be shocked that that thing will yield 200 million. And so this life just be wait till your papa buy keep where you go fit sell tomorrow, where you go make something apart from money where they sell land. Well, let's come back to you people and get your take on it. Okay. Okay, never Paco. Never. You hit me with £5. So the thing just do me. Oh, my so today, I don't know, you guys. Today, after I posted that Djurgardens video, somebody who I have not seen in like 20 years hit me up. Who guess who that is? If you grew up in Warri, you will know that name. Fred Eselemo. You know the Collins Eselemo is like the senior bros. Then there's the younger one. The guy hit me up and I just laughed. We hit me up, send my WhatsApp number, send him, and immediately called me. I was in bathroom. I wanted to take my bath that time. Just I said, bros, I want back. The guy was trying to catch up with everything. Like, I said, bros, calm down. All this Concord of Abiokota players that year. Those bros, they be bros. They be bros. They're bros, not be small something, but children don't catch up. Children don't grow. We are the children that have not grown big. That's just what I have to say. Well, in the comment section, that giddy dad, aka Mr. Paul Ayagbami, say it will crumble. What is crumbling? Okay, the quadruple. Okay. Paul Ayagbami say, sorry, I want to eat to crumble. Okay, I want it to crumble. Maybe that's what I want to say. Here's a Patrick after a very long time. Now we mentioned Liverpool, he shows up. I say if you want to have Eze Patrick available, mention Liverpool. He said, too bad Klopp is leaving, but let's see what the final days hold. Somebody tell me who replaced Klopp, please. Who do you think is good enough to replace him? Some people have even mentioned Zinedine Zidane. Why do I always think that Zidane might not be able to coach a project? I don't know, but I just think that Zidane will not be able to coach a project. I'm not taking away anything from him, but if you look at the team that Zidane inherited at Madrid, yes, there are stars, galaxies of stars, and it is hard to manage those big stars. But when you are Zidane, there's no star that is bigger than you. I don't care whether you're Ronaldo, Messi, or whatever. There's no stars that is bigger than you. Like you've been there, done that, and you are the guy that everybody should look at. And then you've got a very good attitude, even though you have a mean streak as well. So winning is good. But would he be able to take a project that is finished and then redust it and bring in some new people? Don't forget that at Madrid, apart from you coaching, Florentino Perez is helping you to do like 75% of the job behind the scene. Yeah. Let's not even go into that one first. It's like Manchester United and Sir Alex Ferguson. Yeah, Alex Ferguson is good coach, but I won't put in my all-time greatest coaches because I know that there were people in principalities and power in high places that were helping him manipulate results, eliminate his opposition, and then give him extra 3 points, just like that. So it was good for him to look like a good coach. I don't call all those ones good coach. I always look at them as like, no, there's something suspicious, something fishy going on. Okay. So let me go back to what you guys are saying. Rebecca Williams. Okay, so Rebecca happens to be my auntie's name, but back in the day, my auntie is Rebecca. She can flog. Rebecca can flog. Auntie Rebecca can flog. Ah, Jesus Christ. So one day, let me tell you this thing. This is bad. This thing I'm going to say is bad. So one day they just came and they told us the story that Auntie Rebecca had died. And my mom was crying. This one. Everybody was just forming emotional. Me, I'm just on my own there, like feeling like I couldn't say it because if I say it by now, I would not be here doing this show. I will not be the father of my 3 lovely kids. I'm a wife to this beautiful woman here. What I did was, in my heart of heart, like, thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Because to me, the way that woman they flog, now be witchcraft. Thank God the witch don't die. That's just what I said. In my heart, I said it in my heart, but I just look at everybody. Okay. So far food go there, we'll go shop. That's my own. Because let food be there. They'll come and do all this when I cry when they cry now. Because Sister Rebecca died now, they're not go cook today. And that one, I need they like that kind of behavior. So Rebecca Williams, good to see you, reminding me of my mean auntie. Okay. It's Rebecca Williams say our goalkeeper is back. Yes, fully confirmed back. Can I brag? I'm going to warn Nigerians, and I wanted to say this tomorrow, but let me just say it today. Nigerians, let me warn you people. The fact that you do not know this, your Super Eagles, is making me feel like you people are the real problem of the team. This place, like I do like with a punch. I get Jokwa for you, like with a punch. I never sleep well. People they get eye bag, me and Jokwa they get. Okay, so all of a sudden, you guys are now bragging and making it. Do you know that Cameroon, Ghana, everybody is waiting to drag us? If we can't go lose to Angola, which is a possibility, I think that the Super Eagles have a formula that works for them. Criticize them, they will win for you. Praise them, they will lose. The volume of the praise one that they give this team, say that they too they high you. Mona, calm down, Mona, tone down on the praise. I'm just saying it, because when I don't take them from Moses praise to singing praise, we praise the Lord, we praise. No, Mona, they careful. Super Eagles only function when you criticize them, when you hate on them. Yes, I'm saying this. It's not like I like it, but it's the truth. Okay, I normally really want to come on this show and eulogize them and praise them and say all the good things that the team have, the talent, the quality, the tactics. But I realize that it doesn't work. And knowing what works and sticking to it is the best. One of the things I taught to my class yesterday, my student, is you should look for, when you want to start, we're asking, young people, they ask questions. Jesus, questions that we couldn't ask when we were younger. Young people ask questions that are crazy. One boy asked me a question yesterday that broke my heart. Say, how do I make my parents love me? I just weak. you know, but meeting for the first time, it's a new class. And they said, how do I make my parents love me? And that sent me on a trip because honestly, I realized I don't know how. I didn't give him I didn't give him the right answer. Like I don't think I gave him, I used to pride myself that if you ask me any question, I have an answer to give to you. I have an answer. Like I am well read because I also grew up not having parents that love me. So I don't know how to make your parents love you. And I felt like it hit me very hard because it just felt like that boy is going through many of the things that I went through at his age. He's 18 years old and he's asking that question. Why should an 18-year-old be put in a place where you're wondering whether your parents love you? What do you need to do? I thought that loving your children is unconditional. It's one of those things that comes naturally without them needing to do anything. Like I always tell my children, you don't need to do anything before I love you. Even when you do wrong and I'm beating you or scolding you, I still love you unconditionally. Like you guys are the only ones who have the permission, like to do anything. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to even be wrong. It is okay. I still love you. It is unconditional. But then for an 18-year-old boy, and then he was so emotional, it was tears in his eyes. Jesus Christ. God, when you raise these children that God is giving to you, please show them love from day one. Let them know that they are loved. Don't let your children go outside and go and find love. You don't understand. You don't. But let me go on with the messages here. Eze Patrick said the Super Eagles have really surprised me. I was not expecting much, and I'll remain that way. Maybe they just might win it. Eze Patrick went on to say South Africa is one of the team I really like. The football they play is quite Sundance like. I agree with you, even though we don't like South Africa, but let's say it that they play good football in this tournament so far. Eze Patrick went on to say, good to be back. Tough times, but we remain strong. My brother everywhere. You know, say yesterday I not do show. I not get for Jen. Like no this, so I just respect myself. Go my school, go teach my students. As Patrick say, good to see the Bayern Youth Cup is producing the goods. More of Victor Orakpo to come. Okay, so Victor Orakpo is like the big name of all, but we've had Daniel Francis before. We've had like 4 different players before, but they didn't make it like straight into the big club immediately. That's why there's like 4 players that have gone before him, and then there's another 6 that's come. Oh God, let's not even talk about them. Let's just chill. Let's just keep it in the wrap until the bubble, the bowl will burst and the baby will come out, wrapped in swaddling clothes and become a messiah to their family. Well, uh also, do you think Ebenezer should go on loan now or still play a few more years in the Inter youth team? Well, Inter Milan have categorically stated that they are not letting him go on loan. That what they see in training suits them and they like it. And he's a kid, it's normal for him to go through that process. Eventually, they might send him on loan, but they want him integrated and steeped in the Inter Milan system first before they would decide to do that. That sending him on loan now might just change entire football philosophy and ideology. Well, what Inter wants is that the boy should be cooked in their system and then eventually play for them. And then when they want to sell, it should be in the 100 million, above the 50 million or 80 million range. Because I think they bought that player, yes, to play football, but also to do business. Because he's truly, truly, genuinely young. And those kind of transaction, you have to do it with business in mind, not just football in mind, but with business in mind. The Alariwa just says, Liverpool looks good even without Salah, but a certain Man City will likely reduce their chances. Kingdom Voice TV say, let Klopp and Liverpool pass the Arsenal test, then who be this one now? This is your Kingdom Voice, not get voice. Oh. Because now Arsenal go pass Liverpool test. Why? What does Liverpool need to pass Arsenal test? Liverpool not get Arsenal test to pass. Liverpool go Emirates go beat Arsenal. Oh, what's the other one? I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't want Liverpool to beat us, but the way you came out with this one, which Liverpool? When was the last time Arsenal beat Liverpool properly? Come on, shift. I beg. As Patrick say, Arsenal test. Okay, somebody don't answer you. The other one is say, so the transfer market has been on. Yeah, no thanks to AFCON. Not a fan of the speculations before Seth. The only time I know a transfer has happened is when a player has signed. I don't bother my head. As Patrick say, has to be the most quiet transfer window in recent history. Thank you very much. And for Paco, thank you very much for the £5. It means a whole lot. I mean, when you do a show like this and somebody is kind enough, nice enough to show up and give you their ad-end money that you do not, it's not your thing, it's not your right to, you didn't, it's nothing you did that make you deserve it. it's worth appreciating. And I think one of the things that people on the comment section don't do well, and I see it in other channels, is please, when you see somebody donate money to us, please tell them thank you. Not be we get the money. Now their money where they work for. And they're just kind. And there's a whole lot of people who are just there. Please help me appreciate Oganevo Okpako, because it's not easy in this economy. First off, I know that we're dealing with Balablu this way, but it be like say the economy said the Balablu they go all over the world. So appreciation for somebody who is kind and nice enough to offer their own money. Thank you very much, Oganevo Okpako. God bless you. Really appreciate. Thank you for that. The other one say, he said, let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Okay. Okay. I don't even know how to pin them. Put user in timeout. Hide add as moderator. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly speaking, I don't know how that works. Okay. But I wish I do. No, I don't know. Mm, let's leave it that way. The last one says, in terms of regret to letting players go, I'm sure Arsenal will be the trophy winner. Really? I don't think it's Arsenal. Chelsea let Musala go. Let Kevin De Bruyne go. Let what's this other player that they let go? No, Arsenal will not be. No, no. I mean, what's the major player that Arsenal have let go? Ashley Cole. I think I regret us letting Ashley Cole go because it was more of Arsenal's and Arsene Wenger's stupidity that caused that one. For Serge Gnabry, I don't think there's regret to it because let's be very honest, under the circumstance, there was nothing anybody could have done. Letting Fabregas go back to Barcelona was a good one for him because at the time, he had made up his mind that he wants to go back and have a taste of Barcelona, even though the movement, the transfer didn't work well because he couldn't fit him back into that team, but it was something he wanted. And standing in the way of a player sometimes is not something that I like. Another player that I think I regret Arsenal letting go was Emmanuel Adebayo. The way they did it was what pissed me off. Okay, and then they lied. They told too many lies. You know, if you're an insider of the club, you will know the truth. And the Arsenal they lie, they lie for that club. They also use media to support themselves. They were fast enough to have control over the media, and so they manipulate a lot of stories. But that one was bad. But I don't think Arsenal is the champion. Chelsea. Chelsea is the Oga of them or Oga Pata of them or of letting good player go and regretting it later. Some even coming back to bite them seriously. I mean, you can't get any better than Musala and Kevin De Bruyne. Come on, what's that? The last one said the number of players Wenger let go alone are enough to have won him a couple more Premier League. He was winning terrible while other coaches were winning treble. Okay. Yeah. But the players I let go, I mean, who are the players I let go that I shouldn't have let go? Patrick Vieira wanted to sue the club to court. Thierry Henry have a contract that requires renewal. Don't forget, Arsenal was the first club to pay player £110,000 a week. If they renew that contract while they were building while the stadium movement had just happened and they were paying back the loan, it would have sent us into financial abyss. So it was okay to let him go. And at the time, the letting go was good. Robbie Perez, after that Champions League final substitution, he had made up his mind, man, I'm done with this. So there was nothing anybody could have done. And then, the Nicolas Anelka, his brothers got to him. There was no plan to even let him go. Nicolas Anelka was the Thierry Henry, was the original plan. Because in the academy, let's not forget that in the academy, where you have Henry, Trezeguet, and Anelka was the real guy. It's just that he had an attitude problem, but he was the main guy. He was the best player of the three. But then eventually, when Anelka went to Real Madrid, I mean, reason why he won the Champions League there, did the Bayern Munich dirty, and then Arsenal went for Thierry Henry. So I wouldn't say that that's bad. I mean, as much as I'm not a fan of Arsene Wenger, I wouldn't blame him for some things that he had no control over. But having said that, if you look at the quality of young players, because if you let older players go, that's normal. Talk about young players, letting young players leave. Ooh, Chelsea, they are top of the league, man. Waiting be the economic or business value of that napkin. Suppose person buy them. So it's act. Nah, it's not act. And then it's a piece of global football history, transgenerational history. Never before in memory that I can remember have a contract be written on a piece of napkin. So the ingenious act, and that is what art is all about. Art is the spontaneous ability to create something out of nothing, or probably intentionally setting up something that captivate people that will live over time. And Messi would die and that napkin will still be there. And then when people start talking about Messi, parts, pieces and pieces of his history. Take, for instance, Manchester United youth team. Their dressing room have Lionel Messi, a picture of Lionel Messi on the wall. That is not supposed to happen. Lionel Messi didn't play in the Premier League, not talk about play for Manchester United. But the picture of him, he came to Old Trafford and he was cleaning his boot by himself. They put it there to humble any young player, to make them look like even Lionel Messi, the greatest of all players, was cleaning his boot by himself. Now that's a piece of history. His jersey, different jerseys, different landmark. Messi is the only player that a company, Budweiser, created a special drink model after to give to every goalkeeper that Messi scored a goal against. So Messi have now been put in a place where he's a galactical figure. It's not just a footballer. He's a guy who, when you mention his name, the stars and the galaxies and the Milky Ways and everything aligns in one straight line. To give you perspective to it is, if you follow basketball, when you mention all the names you mentioned, then you now put at the pinnacle of it, you now put Michael Jordan there. So you say, oh, you sabi do this one, you sabi do this one, but can you do it like Michael Jordan? And then you now start bringing in Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, what's the guy that played for Houston Road, Akeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Durant, the Greek freak, Adetokounmpo, Kyrie Irving, Michael Jordan, Michael Johnson, Ivan, Charles Barkley's. One of my all-time favorite basketball player is not even on that list. His name is Allen Iverson. I think for me, that's the guy that made me love basketball. For some people, it's Michael Jordan, but Allen Iverson, maybe because I can relate to his story and his personality, is the one who was born not to make it. He was a guy who didn't have the height of a basketball player. Let's be very honest. He didn't even start out as a basketball player. He's another Chris Brown. He started out as an NFL player. He got arrested. He was playing American football in school, and he was one of the best. He was a wide receiver. He was a center for. He was everything, and he was very, very good at it. And then he got arrested. That situation where they fought at a bowling alley, and then he was a guy that was targeted. Jesus Christ. And then he was locked up, and then eventually, people came out to free him, and then he signed for 76ers. The rest, as I say, is history. When you mentioned that at the very, very beginning, the cherry on top of that cake or that ice cream is Michael Jordan. That's what Messi is. So anything that has to do with Messi, the first jersey he wore when he played for Barcelona will go for auction. The jersey he wore when he first scored his first goal, I think it was against Real Madrid. I don't know who he scored against. The first time he scored a hat trick, the jersey he wore, the boot, all those things are now part of history. But starting that history at the very beginning of that history, without that napkin, all of that history, all of that scoring 91 goals in one calendar year, all of that winning the World Cup, all of that may not have happened. All of that playing for Barcelona and changing the trajectory of the club may not have happened. Having all of those things is this napkin that started the story. So if you buy it, the economic value is, no matter how much you buy it today, let's say the auction starts and it goes, I want Arabic sheikh now finds a way to buy it. Let's say buys it for 5 million. You keep it, and one of the ways to make art very, very expensive is for it to be stolen. So if you buy it and commit an insurance fraud, for instance, or just lie, say they don't steal them, and then after maybe 3 or 4 years, they claim that they found it again somewhere. They saw it in Puerto Rico, or they saw it in Peru or somewhere. What happened is that value goes up. Remember when the Mona Lisa was drawn, it was just a piece of $300 art. $300 art. Piece of nothing. It was a piece of nothing. But once it was stolen, it became a humongous, a gigantum, Leonardo da Vinci's special work. And the story changes about it. So I think the message thing is history in one piece of napkin. And that history is what you're paying for, because everything about Messi is connected to that contract. And every time you put that thing in any auction tomorrow, or probably you decide I want to donate it to a gallery, it becomes a massive piece of footballing history, not just Messi's history anymore, footballing history that reaches down to the core of Lionel Messi, FC Barcelona, La Liga, the UEFA Champions League, the World Cup. Now that he's won everything that Messi have won, that contract have an history that is tied to it. Ballon d'Or, FIFA the best, the World Cup, the UEFA Champions League, the La Liga, the Copa del Rey, the European Super Cup, the World Club Championship, everything, everything. Copa, what's it called? What's the American, the South American Cup called again? I forgot to. Okay, but their own Afcon, the South American own Afcon. I will remember as I go on the show. So that's what the value is. So anybody who's buying it now is buying a future value. It's like if you go and buy a Ferrari Countach right now. It's not a fine car. It's not the ugliest Ferrari, but that car only 39 was made, right? And the 39th one was made for Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That's what they used to seal the contract of Barcelona. Now, if you buy a Countach today, Countach could be like, say, between 6 to 8 million right now. It's a very ugly car. If you keep it for 30 years, you could sell it. Your next generation could sell it for 50 million in an auction. Just keep it in one place. Let it be dusty, no problem. Just cover it and keep it there. Because a Countach is not, nobody's ever going to make a Countach anymore. It's just like what's it called? Is it the Dodge, the Camaro? So one of the cars, one of these American cars. Last year they just did the last editions of it. It's going to be there. Imagine the people that buy this last edition versus the people that bought the first one. Or if you've watched the movie Gone in 60 Seconds, okay, so that car, that very car, that 69 Shelby that what's it called now, drove, Nicolas Cage drove. You see that car? If you buy that car, you're buying a piece of American automobile history. It is very, very important. The same way, if you buy the bicycle wheel Mercedes Benz, you're buying a piece of German automobiles history, but not just that, you're buying a piece of global automobile and industrial revolution history. And anywhere you put it, you're gonna make mad money from it. Okay, so let's move on. The line just say Spurs are not used to lifting trophy, just like Henry diss that lady on the night of the world best. Yes, the line say you are in a music mood this morning and I'm enjoying it. Okay, thank you very much. As a Patrick say, boss, check all your videos. I'm always there. But you need to talk now. Now when you talk, I know see you did it now. I need to see you. So I want to know, say you did it. If you're there, then let me see you. Okay. If you're not there, you're not there. It didn't do. It didn't do. As it is sweet them, as it is sweet us, you gotta pain them. That's what it be. So I not see you, I not see you. And when I see you, I not see you there. You hear the pressure say Dizabi is not Klopp's replacement. Please, nigga, please don't say that again. But I wish Liverpool will have that. Somebody like Johnny Gaffer will be very happy. Here's a Patrick say Dizabi, the Tiger. Oh God, this I be called the Tiger. You like I say, Dawood, German midfielder. The word has really changed. I only hope they don't remember his origin when any F-up happens in the future. My can say Nigerians are easily emotional and fall for anything that touch us as people. Politicians will always ride us. Super Eagles players and Nigerians to praise them, and Buzz Bass will be back. Okay. Johnny says that Leverkusen Alonso will be a great replacement for Klopp. You think that Alonso really? If I be Alonso, I'm not go Liverpool. It's not a team that you want to take. See, the golden rule of football is don't go and coach a team that have just been through a massive long years of success. And even in the success of Liverpool, let's say this clearly, they were not really successful, but because Liverpool is not used to success, what is defined as success is dotted success in the midst of wholesome failures. Because Man City has been winning things, Chelsea has been winning things in this period. But hey, he won one Champions League, he won one league title, won what again, one other thing, I think FA Cup. Everything he won was one in this whole period, right? And then everybody say that's success. So you're gonna come in now and be judged by that. You could go on and win the league title. So why didn't he win the Champions League, right? And just so many freaking things that you don't want to be part of. So I don't think if I'm Xabi Alonso, I would ever want to go to that place. Now, the line says, Man United going back to Jose Mourinho is like a woman going back to her old sugar daddy. If the sugar daddy get money and the current boyfriend don't get money, it no matter. Oh, holy, so no one is at home. That's so they used to talk that is those days when I smoke. Because she go see better single guy where go marry him, aka at She not see better single guy we go marry. I guess that's what you want to say. At all, Naim bad pass. Well, it's not always like that, sharp. Here's a Patrick say, bros, Okpako, thank you. I get friend there where they bear that name. I want him to go into politics. I don't understand. Okpako. Opako is a CV for politics? Okay. You don't know the meaning of Opako, Sha. The other one just say, hope say Roberto De Zerbi wouldn't be another Lampard or Graham. It will be a Graham, definitely. Nobody can be worse than Lampard. Here's a Patrick say, Frank Lampard is the Nicolas Pepe of coaches. Okay. Here's a Patrick, when running nice, new Nicolas Pepe. Sha. Here's a Patrick say, boss, so let me ask. I know you want to do good all the time. No, I don't want to do good all the time. I'm not a good guy, I'm a bad guy. Genuinely, but do you have a stake in some of these young talent moving overseas? No, I don't have a stake. I don't have a stake. But maybe in the future I will have stake, but I don't have a stake. I have a business interest. So there are two different things. Having a stake is like, oh, I own the economic right of the players. I don't. For you to have that first, FIFA does not allow it. FIFA does not allow you to do that. You remember that thing that happened with Mascherano and Tevez? FIFA have not eliminated that. So you can't own an economic right in a player that you did not develop. But what I do have is a contract with FC Bayern in production. So as a production person, FC Bayern doesn't pay me. That contract only makes it possible for me to get invited to go to Germany if I want. If I choose to, Bayern will facilitate it, and I will still pay for my flight and everything. Sha. But then again, I have contract with Bayern and VOE, who are the ones running the franchise of the Bayern Youth Cup in Nigeria. Now, what that does for me is I'm doing all that production. So imagine since 2019 to date, I've been doing the production for free. No payment, no the cost of that. The only thing probably the cover flights, and sometimes I would do myself. But when they sell a player, they make a profit, then I have a percentage for it. And the reason is that's the legal thing to do. I could insist that, okay, I want a stake in the player. It will work. I've seen people do it in Nigeria. While it is good to fill up my pocket, it is illegal by the rules of the game. When I do that, I can't come here again, criticize anybody. I can't even do that video of Dukudi that I posted online that is, breaking the internet right now anymore, because I'm as criminal as the NFA or the Secretary General, anybody who put there is $5,000 on the paper, but not write 200,000 naira and say you should sign and collect the money. I want to make money, but I do not want to make money criminally. I have said this over and over and over and over again. I know that out of, see, one of the things that happen is out of pity, say, oh, for all this hard work where they work, they're supposed to give you money. And I've heard people say that too. Like, oh, Osimhen supposed to give you money now for this your business, or they're supposed to give you money. No, that's not the truth. They don't owe me. I did not create anything for that. The reason why I'm happy, this is the first time since I started this work. This is not the first time I'm selling players. I'm the first person to sell a player for 2 million in Nigerian league, Roberto Carri. I'm the first person to put a sell-on clause to a player's contract in Nigerian football. So when it comes to contract, I know all those things. And this is way back before the year 2000. So I know all of these things. But having said that, no matter how much money you want to make, I would rather follow legal means. I'm owing people, I'm in debt to my neck. But there is none of those debt that is incurred trying to defraud anybody. So I don't have a right to that. The people who have a right to the player is the academy that the boy was playing for. They will get compensation for development. The VOE Foundation that facilitated the German Youth Cup will get compensation. There's no transfer fee. It's an academy, it's an underage player. What's it called? His parents will be compensated, and then the boy will forever take off his parents anyway. But his parents will be compensated. Okay, it's a new thing that is in this FIFA law. There is no place in that law for somebody like me. Eventually, this is what's going to happen. We would set up the GF Media Management Company. That's when we become a group of company. That's when probably we have investors who now see this dream and say, okay, this thing is working. But before you get there, you must show proof of work. So this is all the proof of work that we're showing. That time, what we will now do is we'll go to grassroots club and we'll say, yes, you have these players, but you do not have the means to market. We're going to give you the means to market, but we would retain a 10, 15, 20, or 30%, no more than 30%. That's what the rule says on the player. So if we're able to get this player to go to Europe via our work of creating video content like we're doing now and marketing them through our connections with foreign agents, we retain the right to earn 15, 20, 25, or 30 at the maximum from the money you will get. So take, for instance, Victor Rakpo's total package is $1.3 million, 1.3 million euros, right?
that will be paid in staggered installation based on appearances, performances, and a whole lot. But the first money that will come in is about 300,000 euro. That's the guaranteed money. Every other one is triggered. The other 1 million is triggered on a lot. Then plus a sell-on clause that is on the contract. Now, that money, I don't get anything. It's none of my business. It's okay. If the clubs decide, oh, that for the work you've done, oh, take, it's fine. It's good. But it is not my right. It's not. What is good now is the fact that I can jump on a plane and say, I'm going to follow up the story of this player as he's going, just like I can do with Ebenezer. When Ebenezer was sold, they made 1.7 million. We didn't get anything from it now, but we did more work. I brought Verraggio to Nigeria, like the Verraggio did to the guys that went there. But that's the point. We must also follow the legal channel because before we become the very thing that we criticize, all in the name of, oh, you just want to make money. Then now I say, hope Roberto Di Zerbi wouldn't be another Lampard. Okay, I've read that one. Johnny Gaffa say, I won't be surprised if the napkin is fake and Baka are using it to help their financial woes. I don't think it's fake anyway because there's got to be evidence and all that. And that napkin have been cited many times. So there are people who have pictures and videos of the old napkin, the original napkin. And what they do before you put something on auction, you have to get the people who would verify it. Like when you want to buy a property, you have to send to go and do chats. You go and chat the land or chat the property and know if the documents are real. The CEO that they're saying that they have is, have a copy in government office. You know how that thing works. So there is it's a word I can't remember, but people, the way you have estate surveyors and valuers of properties, you also have that in art as well. As a Patrick, Johnny Gaffa, bros, you have no chills at all. The otherwise say, funny enough, I think Roberto Di Zerbi might not be a good choice for Liverpool. High profile coach, no 2-day like that, and they might not even need it. Rebecca Williams say Argentina pick Nigeria for friendly match that will play in China month of March. Okay, Nigeria is doing well. Ejiofor Ogbonna, no, CONCACAF is the federation. I'm talking Copa America. That's the name I was trying to remember. Copa America. Johnny say, boss, I feel you are a Messi fan because you don't talk about Ronaldo to the way you talk about Messi. I don't know what that means in your contest, but I'm trying to know if there is a story about Ronaldo that have popped up that I've not mentioned, or if there's something in the discourse. Or am I supposed to just talk about Ronaldo for the sake of talking, just because I want to prove that I'm a fan of Ronaldo? The club that I'm even a fan of, I criticize them more than any other person. So being a fan, it's something for you people, not for me. My being a fan of anybody does not bring anything to the table. If Ronaldo is doing something to praise him, I'll praise him. If he's doing something to criticize, when Messi went to what's it called, Paris Saint-Germain, I criticize him on my show more than any other person. Does that mean a fan? I don't understand. This conversation is built around the napkin that they're selling and it's about Messi, and we're talking about Messi. I should just go and insert Ronaldo into the conversation. Why? What's that for? Olatunji Emmanuel say, what's your thoughts on Jose Mourinho joining United if the structure of Ineos is right, considering that he hasn't had a smooth management in his recent clubs? Well, I mean, United is a club that Mourinho really wants to coach. It's always been his dream club after Barcelona, right? And when he got the opportunity to coach the club was in the decay of a lifetime. Truth be told, my United fans don't like to hear this, but Sir Alex Ferguson did more damage to the club than any other person. But because he was successful, Sir Alex Ferguson is like the typical Nigerian politician. Take the commonwealth of everybody, go to church, contribute small money, do small charity here and there. Everybody's hailing him. But it's the reason why all of you are in poverty. Sir Alex Ferguson destroyed the structure, the back room, and everything, and just went for buying results, winning glory. So the front office was doing well, but behind the scene, there was years of decay and rot that nobody could take because he eliminated every other offices that's supposed to run. And so for that, every other person that have come in have not been able to fit in. Now, what Ratcliffe would do, I'm not a fan of Ratcliffe, but I'm going to say this. Ratcliffe is a businessman. He's an Englishman. And I've always said that I'm against the idea of foreign people coming to buy a club. And I'm against it 100%. You might not agree. I like them investing, having shares in the club, but coming to buy the club and taking it. Like, you know how damaging it was for Kroenke to buy Arsenal? We're just getting out of it. And what saved us now is the European Super League. When they saw the way the fans were protesting, that's when Josh came in and then investment started rolling in. But look at the years of quietness, because in all of those quietness, Kroenke was investing in SoFi Stadium, was investing in the Rams, all of his American franchises were winning, but Arsenal was suffering because you know why? You did not grow up knowing this club, the passion, the investment, the reality of English football. You didn't grow up knowing it. How dare you come and tell me you want to invest in it, you want to own it 100%, and you think you know what is good for it? No, you might bring in a coach like Klopp in Liverpool who's lucky to get some result, but you do not understand the dynamics of the people. So having Ratcliffe at Manchester United, and I'm shooting over time now, but let me just break this down. First off, he's a United fan. True and true. He's a businessman that have failed and succeed. The greatest businessmen that I respect the most are the ones that have receipt of multiple failures. Like they've really failed. If you've not failed in business, and then they believe you, and they look you like somebody where they just dash something. Something is going to happen later. And now he also, because of that, he has lots of points to prove. Manchester United have gone through a lot. This whole thing, the Manchester United fans should not just be expecting winning titles. If I'm a Man United fan, what I want is restructuring. The stadium, it needs upgrade. The backroom staff, everything, the scouting system needs to change. The sporting director, the management organogram and the structure also needs to change. And you need to put people who will be there for maybe 10 years to 15 years that will run it and put a company in place. Because right now, you just have a football club, you don't have a company. And every football club that doesn't have a company behind it, it's like a beautiful house built without a foundation. Wings, rain, storm will come. It will crumble. So, and this is deeper talk. This is not what you do when you do a podcast or what you do a show like this. This is deeper talk that you have behind closed doors. And sometimes regular people don't understand this conversation. So some of the things that I'm saying right now, some people will watch it and take it out of context and even insult me. But the truth is, if you can get that, fine. That's why I love what the guy that came in, the guy that set up the MLS, that South African guy that came to Arsenal and had the guts, the balls to fire Arsene Wenger. The people say all the things they want to say because for media's sake, for the front office to be excited, but he was fired, right? The guy that went to AC Milan, that also went to go and reorganize AC Milan before AC Milan won that title after 10 years of not winning it. I'm just forgetting his name now, but fantastic guy. You see, that kind of restructuring is very, very important right now for Manchester United to go forward. It's also the kind of restructuring that have not been done at Chelsea, because what happened is, you look at Chelsea, Mariana Granovsky was fired, was let go. An entire team of people who make the machine of Roman Abramovich work go. They did not replace them. What we just have is Egbali and Bolly, made by Umaru Johnson, supplied to Chelsea, and they are eating Bolly and Turkey and all that. They are signing players anyhow, signing contract. Oh, this one, yes, this guy fine. Arsenal, they look for Sana. Oh, Man United, Liverpool, they look for Sana. This one, does it fit our project? Is this the kind of thing that we want? Is this the kind of way that we work? Like what Joseph Postero realized at this AFCON that, okay, we cannot just play 4-3-3 because it's entertaining to the world. The players we have does not suit 4-3-3. So let's play boring Jose Mourinho type of football, but let's win matches. And as soon as they realize that, we've gone from the easiest team to score against, the easiest team to beat, to the most difficult team to beat. So you play to your strength. And in terms of management, that's one of the key things, because that's what sell your strength. If your strength is, if you go to the Portuguese league, they're not really playing to win the Champions League. They are building players to sell at 100 million, 80 million, so that they'll put money into the economy. Because Portugal, like Turkey, is a poor country, but it's an averagely decent colonial country that is okay. But in terms of inflow of cash, their league is a super drawdown. And it is one of those things that people must realize. What time are we on? Is this hammer time? Is this clutch time? Is this time to make money? And when you bring it home to Nigeria, it's one of the things that we haven't realized. Let me ask you, let me just open the curtain a bit and put your eye through. Why is it easy for academies in Nigeria to sell players to Europe? That is this Lion, Box to Boss, the club that Osimhen came from. But MPFL club can't sell players like that because the structure is not designed in the MPFL for them to be commercially trading in the market. So what they do is they don't position themselves. Look at Beyond Limit. Just a product, the same club, Remo Stars are not selling players to Europe, but Beyond Limit are selling players to Europe. Think about it for a minute. Does it not give you some reason to ask questions like, what's going on here? The same management, the same structure, but one is selling, one is not selling. Because the MPFL, once you clothe something with the MPFL, nobody wants to touch it because it's not designed with a commercial structure or entity in mind. So it's the same thing with Man United. Let me land and let me end the conversation with Man United. Man United right now would need a Radcliffe to work his magic. And I think he's, as a businessman, he would. He will set up the right structure. They might not win the title now. And if he brings in Mourinho, the media might just be demanding for titles. But if they are calm and if Radcliffe and his team run a proper media campaign that supports the manager and tell everybody that, look, oh, we are trying to rebuild. And this is where we're at. Just reveal everything, like what the Barcelona new management did and showed everybody the book, the depth they are owing, the problem. That's why the results are going bad. Nobody's complaining. You know, Barcelona fans don't invest. Everyone knows that, oh, we're in trouble, we're in financial mess, we're struggling, we have to sell these levers, we have to sell that one. So once you come out with all those information and be transparent with people, it gets easy. I told somebody the other day, the reason why I think some people still follow my channel, even when I go off, I off and on, is I will be the first to come and tell you, I will not get light, I not get fuel. My generator is bad. So you know what the situation of the country is. I'm not posing, I'm showing you this whole glamour lifestyle on social media, and then I'm off, you'll be pissed off, right? But people easily can relate with, okay, I know what this guy is going through. He's a struggling business that is trying to stand, and when he's available, he give us the job. So I think that's the kind of thing that Manchester United would do eventually, and they're a big club. Still the biggest club in England, in my opinion, right? And they will come round eventually. I don't know how long Radcliffe will be there, but I'm sure this is my own position, or there's no fact to back it up. But I'm sure that Radcliffe will systematically ease the Glazer out without all the media drama, all the manipulations that come in. It would systematically, absorb shares till one day it will sit on the head of the table and vote them out. Like the King of Lagos. What's that movie? King of Boys. Will sit on the head of the table and vote at all the other competition. Johnny Boss say, okay. Olatunji Imane say, what's your thought on Jose Mourinho? I think I've read that one. Delaro say, I'm one of those that still think Zidane might not be that good. That's why he needs to prove people like me wrong. He should go to Liverpool. Or the Lara will just say, well, for me, if we are ousted, I will just take it and move on. Ghanaian and Cameroon banter or not, life goes on. Yes, obviously. 69 Football says nothing is wrong with being a Messi fan. Mayowa Michael say Copa America. Yes, eventually somebody said it. The Lara say, Oganavu, well done, brother. Nice one. Johnny, 69 Football. I agree. Well, it's on this note that we'll draw the curtain on the show. It's been a wonderful one. Thank you very much. Those of you who remind me of the competition Copa America. Thank you very much, Oganevo Okpako, for donating to our cause. Your support is the fuel that powers us to keep on going every day. Thank you to everybody. Tomorrow, we'll resume our AFCON conversation first in the morning, and then after the match, we'll do the post-match as usual. I pray we win. I hope we win. But if we don't, like my brother and friend, the Larry Waju said, he said, well, for me, if we are ousted, I would just take it and move on. We would all move on and support the competition and see it to the end. But it's been a very wonderful competition. First time a transfer window will open and nobody on this side of the divide is even talking about it. You guys have been wonderful. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe to the channel and help us to grow. If you are with me on Instagram, on TikTok at Elegbete1, you would have seen that video. Please go watch it. Dukudi explaining how Sondolise as captain in 2002, that's pretty much a long time ago, in 2002 stood up and fought against the establishment. Probably now when I look at that, I'm thinking that's the reason why he was kicked out of, it was in 2001 actually, for qualifying for the 2002 World Cup. That's the reason why he was kicked out of the national team at the AFCON in Mali 2002, and he didn't make it to the 2002 FIFA World Cup in Korea and Japan. Having said that, God bless you and have a wonderful day. Bye from my end. And Romero came in late to say, I just have this feeling that club has just activated a quadruple winning tactics. Every player will work to make it happen. I hope so. He deserves it. If he wins it, it's not something that he doesn't deserve. Bye and have for yourself a wonderful day. Like I always say, be the very best of who God created you to be. Don't be the problem, but be the solution. And in case you can't be the solution, don't stand in the way of those who are trying to create the solution. Have a wonderful day.